Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Yeah. Success loves a solo picture. Survival keeps the negatives. The frame may hold one face, but every wing got witnesses. Every plaque got fingerprints. The polish couldn't hide. Every name they call self-made had names just outside the light. The myth sells clean because it crops the struggle neatly. Cuts the hands out of the photo, makes the climb look easy. But I remember who believed before the numbers made it obvious. Who spoke life into the vision while I wrestled with the confidence. Who let me fail without confusing failure with my worth. Who gave me hard truth when applause would have hurt me worse. Who kept the chair for me before the room could count me in. Who saw foundation in the dirt before the walls began. So I won't wear a crown that makes the village disappear. Every height I ever reached had somebody holding it. I may be the name they print when the credits hit the page, but no one builds a life alone and gets to call it self-made. But never self-made. Every wing got fingerprints. One name on the cover, whole village in the ink. Never self-made. I can hold the trophy close, but one face in the picture never built the road alone. Before they call it mine, let the record tell the truth. I became who I am through the hands that pulled me through. I remember late nights, laptop glow across the kitchen. Danielle held the center while I chased what was invisible. Kept the house from feeling heavy when the work came home with me. Made the future feel like shelter, not a reason to compete. My daughters changed the math, every hour had a face. Made ambition answer questions, money never learned to race. They didn't know they were the compass when the road was hard to read. I was building for tomorrow, they were teaching me what rich means. My mother showed up early when the rooms were mostly empty. Gave her time before applause, made a little feel like plenty. Friends held the larger picture while I argue with the proof. Community asked the questions that kept sharpening the truth. That kind of love gets cropped when the highlight reel gets edited. The one who kept the lights on, the one who heard it out and sat with it. The hands that held the roof up while the world admired the house. That's the part success forgets when all the cameras come around. Never self-made. Every wing got fingerprints. One name on the cover, whole village in the ink. Never self-made. I can hold a trophy close, but one face in the picture never built the road alone. Before they call it mine, let the record tell the truth. I became who I am through the hands that pulled me through. Look close at anything still standing. Look close at anything still standing. Look close at anything still standing. Yeah, your fine hands in the concrete. Think about the name you call when confidence goes missing. Who can hear the fracture forming underneath the polished sentence? Who let you hold without your ledger, never charge you for the grace? Who held your name with both hands when you couldn't hold your place? We measure finished buildings, rarely count the beams inside. Celebrate the cross and barely mention who supplied the bridge. Some people helped me rise, some showed me what I'd never be. Even pain left information I could turn into a key. I don't want success so spotless, it erases where it's been. Leave the smudges on the trophy. Let the whole truth enter and call it mine, but mine includes the people in the margins. One signature may close the deal, but many hands build what I'm signing. And if I ever reach a height that I forget the ones below, then the climb didn't make me better. It just made the distance show. Yeah. So the legacy ain't proven. I can stand above the crowd. It's becoming for somebody what somebody was when I was down. Never self-made. Every ring got fingerprints. One name on the cover, whole village in the ink. Never self-made. Let the record show the names of the people who held steady when the future felt delayed. I may be the voice you hear, but the strength ain't mine alone. Every hand that held the dream put a heartbeat in the song. One name on the cover, a whole village in the bonding. This that late shift, graveyard, pockets on E. This that praying in the driver, God, don't let me bleed. This that thumbnail, live stream, teaching about the teeth of the market while I'm fighting for my family to eat. This that knee brace, aching from the miles in the mud. This that E5 rank that I earned with my blood. This that YouTube grind when the views was a dud. Now we talking about a movement, not a maybe. This a flood. Sacrifice for the riches, that ain't just about the cash. That's about the sleep I gave up just to break a broken past. That's about the liquor I refused when I could've hit the glass. That's about the therapy I took instead of speeding off and crash. For reset, that's the code that I live. Gave my tears, gave my time, gave my body, gave my ribs. For my wife, for my kids, for my people that I live. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, I'ma die before I quit. Sacrifice for reset, put the name on my stone. I was built for all this pressure, I ain't breaking, I'm grown. If you looking for a hero who was carved out of the stones, you can see him in the mirror when you face it on your own. I was clocking in for bosses that ain't know my middle name. They just saw the numbers hitting, they ain't see the inner strain. Then I turn my pain to content, turn my lessons into game. Now I got a tribe of traders that refuse to play the same. Discord buzzing charts up, members learning how to move. We ain't chasing lotto tickets, we're protecting what we prove. Teaching risk, teaching patience, teaching how to keep you cool. Cause I lost enough myself to write a whole financial school. My sobriety a badge, my resilience a shield. Every L I ever took became a tool I had to wield. When the market tried to break me, I just studied how it killed. Then I built a better system, now I'm walking through the field. Sacrifice for reset, that's the code that I live. Gave my tears, gave my time, gave my body, gave my ribs. For my wife, for my kids, for my people that I live. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, I'ma die before I quit. Sacrifice for reset, put the name on my stone. I was built for all this pressure, I ain't breaking, now I'm grown. If you looking for a hero who was carved out of the stones, you can see him in the mirror when you face it on your own. When I say sacrifice, you say for riches. Sacrifice for riches. Sacrifice for riches, from the trenches to the digits. When I say process, you say over profit. Process over profit. Process over profits, we ain't stopping till we locked it. From the runaway son to the soldier in the dirt, to the husband with a white queen fighting through the hurt, to the father of 2 daughters that he put in every verse, to the trader and the teacher helping others break the curse. I'm the sum of every scar they tried to use to hold me back. I'm the voice of every kid who had to grow up in attack. I'm the proof that if you're willing to go all in on the path, you can lose a couple battles and still never lose your track. Sacrifice for riches, that's the code that I live. Gave my tears, gave my time, gave my body, gave my ribs. For my wife, for my kids, for my people that I live. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, I'ma die before I quit. Sacrifice for riches, put the name on my stone. I was built for all this pressure, I ain't breaking, now I'm grown. If you looking for a hero who was carved out of the stones, you can see him in the mirror when you face it on your own. This that late shift, graveyard, pockets on E. This that praying in the driver, God, don't let me bleed. This that thumbnail, live stream, teaching about the teeth of the market while I'm fighting for my family to eat. This that knee brace, aching from the miles in the mud. This that E5 rank that I earned with my blood. This that YouTube grind when the views was a dud. Now we talking about a movement, not a maybe. This a flood. Sacrifice for the riches, that ain't just about the cash. That's about the sleep I gave up just to break a broken past. That's about the liquor I refused when I could've hit the glass. That's about the therapy I took instead of speeding off and crash. For reset, that's the code that I live. Gave my tears, gave my time, gave my body, gave my ribs. For my wife, for my kids, for my people that I live. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, I'ma die before I quit. Sacrifice for reset, put the name on my stone. I was built for all this pressure, I ain't breaking, now I'm grown. If you looking for a hero who was carved out of the stones, you can see him in the mirror when you face it on your own. I was clocking in for bosses that ain't know my middle name. They just saw the numbers hitting, they ain't see the inner strain. Then I turn my pain to content, turn my lessons into game. Now I got a tribe of traders that refuse to play the same. Discord buzzing charts up, members learning how to move. We ain't chasing lotto tickets, we're protecting what we prove. Teaching risk, teaching patience, teaching how to keep you cool. Cause I lost enough myself to write a whole financial school. My sobriety a badge, my resilience a shield. Every L I ever took became a tool I had to wield. When the market tried to break me, I just studied how it killed. Then I built a better system, now I'm walking through the field. Sacrifice for riches, that's the code that I live. Gave my tears, gave my time, gave my body, gave my ribs. For my wife, for my kids, for my people that I live. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, I'ma die before I quit. Sacrifice for riches, put the name on my stone. I was built for all this pressure, I ain't breaking, now I'm grown. If you looking for a hero who was carved out of the stones, you can see him in the mirror when you face it on your own. When I say sacrifice, you say for riches. Sacrifice for riches. Sacrifice for riches, from the trenches to the digits. When I say process, you say over profit. Process over profit. Process over profits. We ain't stopping till we locked it. From the runaway son to the soldier in the dirt, to the husband with a white queen fighting through the hurt, to the father of 2 daughters that he put in every verse, to the trader and the teacher helping others break the curse. I'm the sum of every scar they tried to use to hold me back. I'm the voice of every kid who had to grow up in attack. I'm the proof that if you're willing to go all in on the path, you can lose a couple battles and still never lose your track. Sacrifice for riches, that's the code that I live. Gave my tears, gave my time, gave my body, gave my ribs. For my wife, for my kids, for my people that I live. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, I'ma die before I quit. Sacrifice for riches, put the name on my stone. I was built for all this pressure, I ain't breaking, now I'm grown. If you looking for a hero who was carved out of the stones, you can see him in the mirror when you face it on your own.
Hey everybody, can you hear me? Can you see me? Mic check 1 2 1 3. Mic check. Man, hold up. Mic check 1 2 1 3. Are we live? Are we live? Make sure we're good. All right. Man, I came on here without a hat on. No haircut. Wasn't supposed to do that. All right, let me make sure I'm good with the systems checks, all that good stuff. Thank you. All right, I see you. Hey mama, I see you. Roll life, I see you. I was sick, but much okay. Yep. All right. So we got Roll Life, my mom, and my wife in the chat. Who else is in the chat? I'm trying to figure out who else is in the chat. All right. We got to make sure that we just don't speed along in this show or whatever. And then make sure I got my bearings. All right. Let me see how many people we have in here right now. All right, y'all. So we've been having some weird internet difficulties, and I'm really hoping that it is not a problem today. It's already been a little glitchy, but that was the result of last week. What's good, big dog? I see LG. All right, so essentially today it's a rapid fire day, and I'm just crossing my fingers that everything goes smooth and we have no problems. The one thing I wish I had was my shirt, my long sleeve. It'd be cold in the basement. All right. But nonetheless, what is up, everybody? It's your boy Stocks for Real, Sacrifice for Riches. I see the family in the chat. You didn't miss anything. We just getting started. All right. Hopefully you got the alert. All right. So we will talk about a little bit about the wins for the week. Okay. The community absolutely did their thing. within Sacrifice for Riches, and just killed the game. Recently, I got a 550% gain on SPY. We crushed it on Coin with 133%. We killed it today on Hood on the way down, getting in put options, rolled that down 60%. Rode it back to the upside for an additional, I forgot what it was, right? We had a lot of solid call outs this week, and a lot of people ate. A lot of people had their first winning week as well, and I'm so proud of so many people. So shout out to y'all, those that are just supporting, elevating everybody within the community. I see y'all. So right now I'm just gonna like kind of slow put this a little bit and just let people trickle in, and then I gotta see how many people we got here actually, because I don't know. And I'm also trying to give my internet some time to kind of catch up with me, because it is not doing well. Okay. So put a 1 in the chat. Nope, never mind. Put a fire emoji in the chat if you printed or ate this week. I want to know. While we're answering that question, the stream says we got 12 people watching. All right. So shout out to y'all. Please hit the like, subscribe button, all that good stuff. All right. Am I blind? I don't see. Yeah. Can you get my long sleeve, babe? Because it is cold. It's cold in the basement. All right. So we're going to put this over here. All right, everybody. So what we're going to do, I am going to try to walk through a chart. I didn't pre-plan it, but hopefully I can pinpoint everything the way I want. Because when you hit like a 500+% run, it's not luck, right? Like, and it takes a lot of discipline to hold on to those positions, because it does go through the ebbs and flows. So too often we catch ourselves either hesitating to get into a play, or when we're in a play, we're quick to get out of the play because we don't want to lose the gains. And on both sides of that coin, it's fear that kind of gets in the way, right? We're fearful that we might miss the move, and then when we're in it, we're fearful of losing the gains. So what do? We cut the legs from underneath us, and we take our 20, 30, whatever percent. It doesn't matter. You don't snuff at that, right? But you're left with that sense of FOMO, right? Like you missed out, right? So you hopped in late and then you got some gains, and then you got out early. Now you antsy. Now you got the itch, right? And you just want to FOMO back into the position. The problem is when you do that, your true stop loss is so far behind, right? Where your risk reward is out of whack. And we gotta talk about that, because it came up in the Discord today, and I'm seeing it happening time and time again. It's a really hard thing to do sometimes, just to let your play out. Now, I think the reason why it can be tough is if you're over leveraged. If you're over leveraged, your emotions get involved, right? So bet the money, right, that you know that you can comfortably let run, right? This is partially why I'm not betting stacks on plays, right? I can do that, but I know me, right? And I know an emotional side of me would get in the way of me getting the full potential of a move, or fearfully losing more than I want to lose, right? So I've been a conservative trader for a very long time. And that's partially why my ascension is very, very slow, right? And I'm okay with that. As long as on the way I'm becoming more and more disciplined, and I can help more and more people, I'm okay. Once I get to a point where I feel more comfortable, then I'll do so. Now, there are instances like today on Hood, I was pretty confident in the position, so I got several contracts, right? So there's situations, right, where I will go higher on a play, but those typically have a predetermined everything. So like it's a AAA setup. I see where I need to exit. I see where my target is. Everything's kind of black and white. And that's exactly how we need to move, like, just period, right? The market moves and you don't always see the setup. So what we need to practice is the patience, right? We need to practice the patience. Now, those that have the app, the S4R Trader Pro app, I want y'all to know this. If you go to the trade tracker, right, during your trading session, right, and you click on log trade, it literally is set up for you to input your trade information while you're actively trading. And it does that for a reason, right? So you'll put in the general details as far as the ticker and the contracts, you know, or whatever, right? But then the next page, it's asking you, what's the setup? So it slows you down. Why are you entering this trade? And I tell everybody in the community that if you can't explain in 10 seconds why you're entering a trade, then you probably shouldn't enter the trade, right? You're probably FOMOing, you're probably looking at the chat, and you're probably just hopping in to hop in. And we have to stop doing that, right? So the app that I built is designed to kind of slow you down, but also to make sure that you have that time to think and process. But we're going to go over a couple situations like before the rapid fire and just kind of break that down, specifically probably hood today, because I know there was a couple of people in the community that hopped in on the puts with me. However, some of them got out too early, and that's okay, right? It's okay to get out of a play early and miss the rest of the run, as long as you have practiced acceptance prior to exiting. I teach acceptance. If you don't know of that video, and let's say you're a Leviathan, just let me know and I got you. But essentially, it's before you make the decision, you've already come to the conclusion or the acceptance of whatever happens after you make that decision is okay with you. Okay. So if you hop into a trade, right, and you're up 30%, you need to ask yourself, hey, if I exit this play right now, like before you just exit because you're scared of losing your gains, right? If I exit this play right now, or if I exit this play at 30%, will I be okay with letting it go, right? Will I be okay with letting it go? And if the answer is no, right? If the answer is no, then you probably shouldn't necessarily let it go. And not to say that you shouldn't take your gains, but it's to say that you'll hurt yourself more, right, if you decide to exit and then FOMO back into it. So for that logic to work, you would have had to have a predetermined stop loss and a predefined entry. So this can't be like a FOMO situation, right? It has to have had structure for you to be able to make this work. Okay. So if you're FOMO into a position, then, and you have to ask yourself that question, like you need to just get out. You need to take the money that you made and run, because you got in on a whim and there's luck into how you're in this trade and you have no idea where your exit is. And if that is ever the situation, then count your blessings and take your gains and then just walk away, because you touched on something, you got in, you got lucky, right? And count your blessings, because if you don't, you're going to be left holding the bag. Next thing you know, you're negative 60% on a trade that you never even set up for yourself, right? Why? Because you have no idea where you're exiting, and your emotions are now involved because money is tied to it. So hopefully that makes sense. The key, or the word of the day, the word of the month, the word of the week is acceptance. And I teach a lot about psychology because that's just important to me. So hopefully y'all understand. If that makes sense to y'all, and y'all like okay with like that explanation and content in the beginning of this rapid fire, just let me know. Okay. But thank you. All right. I'm about to rock my comfy pretty soon. All right. So let me read the chat, and then we're gonna see if we can make some things happen here, and hopefully everything just works smoothly. All right, so I love the fire. Everybody's saying that they're eating. I see you. Let's see here. 14 people watching. Hopefully we got 14 likes. Man, hopefully this thing can kind of just explode a little, because there's a lot of game given here, and we're winning, right? Like, and the alerts are coming through, and they're only going to get better the more I get not the consistency, but partially the consistency of getting everything set up. But we have so many alerts in the Discord. You just take your picking. All right, LJ Crab says, give it to Rel. I will dump it all on one play for you. Hey, LG's like, yeah, Rel call the play. Yeah, 10 stacks. Let's go. Just let me hold some, big dog. Just let me hold some. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right, see you, Queen Lee. Lisa. I see you, Nisha. Hey, Queen. All right, Ms. Nero. I have two patience and know why I'm getting in and where I'm getting out, but I just don't press the button. Then I feel like trash because I missed the move and watched all the money I could have made. Okay. So I sat out today to get myself together. It's not trading. It's other this in my life affecting my emotions when trading. Found that out today. The self-reflection, right? And the understanding of who you are and what's kind of like affecting you and your decision making is 100% key, Queen. So I appreciate you sharing that. But here's what I would say, right? To combat that, right? Start, because something tells me that this is happening over several times. But when this happens, right, I want you to just start logging it, right? You don't need to write nothing detailed or whatever, but just have 2 columns, right? And you're going to write in column 1, wins, could have been wins, right? Could have been wins, CBW, right? In CBL, could have been losses, right? And then just write the ticker, and that's it. You can just write the ticker. You can just write hood, could have been a win, right? You can put the date if you want to, whatever. But I want you to start doing that so you can start seeing, right, how right you are, right? Or how, you know, how consistent you can be, right? And how much winning you can be doing, right? Because once you start to see that translate on paper, then you'll start to build a confidence in yourself, and then you'll want to take that swing. You'll want to make that decision. Second part to that would be for me to say, look for those trades where it won't affect you psychologically as it relates to the dollar amount. Okay. So what do I mean? Well, if you know that betting $25, right, on a contract isn't going to shake you, right? And it is what it is, right? If you can have that mindset, then maybe the next time you have that feeling, right, you play with that 25, right? You can have a $5,000 account. It don't matter. You can have $1 million account. It doesn't matter. What matters is your psychology, right? And how you execute and approach the game, right? So let's start small. Let's build the confidence with small wins, and then you can gradually start to build from there. Okay. That's what I would say based on what I'm hearing through your text. Okay. Let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if it's helpful. But yeah, you got this. You've been at it long enough. You just got to give yourself some grace. And your biggest win, I'll tell you right now, is if you have the predetermined exit and is defined, right? And if that's the case, then you just need to take your trade. When you see your setup, take your trade, and then just have the discipline to cut your losses when it's been invalidated, period. Okay. Easier said than done, I know, but if what you're saying is true, right, which I trust that it is, then you're probably winning more than you're losing by just observing the market. Okay. So, check yourself. You got it, Queen. All right. You got it. Lisa says, learned a hard lesson today, lost all my profits trading on the go and FOMO. Yes, that happens. Trading on the go. Look, I'm always on the go. I'm almost never at my computer, right? So I do trade from my phone. And all of my wins today came from my cell phone, right? I was on the go, I was busy, right? But at the same time, this is why I have alerts in the Discord. I acted on the alerts that prompted me, that prompts you, right? So instead of acting on whims and instead of looking at, the hype, right? Then let's look for the setup, because when we're on the go, we really don't have time for the games. We don't have time to really babysit a lot. So when we decide that we want to trade on the go, on a break, wherever you're doing, it has to be a very a decisive situation. And if the setup isn't there, or if the setup isn't clear, then the play ain't for you. You need to make sure the market has participation, right? So is there volume in the market? If you're trading during the lunch hour, then you're probably just doing yourself a disservice. Like between 11 Central Standard Time, 11 a.m. to 12:35, 1 p.m. There's some chop going on. So you better be careful, right? But if you are at 8:45 or 8:30 to 11, then you probably have some liquidity in the market, right? So your setups are probably a lot more prominent. And then when you see, when you have time to look at your phone, right? You're looking at your phone, you're like, okay, all right. Let's say SPY is coming down. All right, I already missed the run. There's too many big red candles for me. I can't just hop in. It's starting to show more wick than body, right? So it looks like this trade is exhausted. So typically I already know once something starts to get exhausted, it kind of chops around or does a little dance. So let me just put this down for three minutes and check back, or 5 minutes and check back. You check back in 5 minutes. You say, oh, okay. So yep, sure enough, SPY popped back up on a retracement though, because now I'm starting to see the exhaustion towards the upside. So this to me is telling me that this is just a retracement and just the natural movement of the market. So what am I going to do? Well, now I'm kind of locked in and I'm looking for my setup. I'm looking for a setup because one, I've identified that in the market that the SPY is in the downtrend, right? I know that it's in a downtrend. I know that we're below the 200-day. I know that we're below the VWAP. So and the indicator is telling me that it's watch for shorts. And the T7 says that I'm primed for puts, right? I'm armed for puts. So all of the signals are there. Now what am I doing? I'm looking for my price action signal that's going to trigger me to enter a play to the downside, because I don't want to play against the market. I don't want to play against the trend, not unless I'm like a great scalper, right? And I can ride that wave, right? So you wait for that moment. So now look, SPY is going, it's up, but I'm still in a downtrend. We're starting to lose volume to the upside. Okay, well, boom. Okay, I see a doji candle after a big solid green candle. Now I see a red candle, right? Okay, well, that tells me that that's an evening star. I'm not even thinking about this one. I'm getting into this short right now, right? And why? Because I know that my stop predetermined is the top of that doji candle, right? Because that doji that's the evening star, that's the formation. So I'm looking for this type of setup when I'm on the go, and then I can make that decision soundly and keep it moving. If it doesn't work out, I have a predetermined stop. I don't have all day to watch and babysit the play, right? It's either gonna move or it's not gonna move, right? It's either gonna kick me out or it's gonna give me a win. But don't overstay your welcome when you're trading on the go. And just be more patient, because if you're on the go, you're probably pretty busy. So get back busy if you don't see anything that you like, right? You don't need to FOMO because the market ain't going nowhere, and there's always going to be a play getting set up for you. Okay, Queen, you got this. All right. Let's see here. Okay, I can relate. Okay. Yep. I'm catching up with the chat, y'all. My bad. Crab, aka LG, says, I just went and posted a poster in every thread telling everyone about the live, just in case somebody don't get the alert. I appreciate that, big dog. I try my best to really give game in the front end, and then I break down plays, and then on the back end when we're talking about the rapid fire itself, which is our swing trade setups. Okay, shout out to everybody who ate off the swing trades from last week. Nvidia being one of them. Let's see. Lisa says, "Yep, I should have took profits and been done. Thank you, Rail. Knowing those candles is so hard for me to remember." No, it's not. You know why? Look, it is for me too, right? And anything that I find kind of difficult, or if I know that I need more room in my brain for other things, I try my best to offload as much information as I can and just make it super accessible. That's the one thing I learned in the Army. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, right? So if a drill sergeant came and asked me a question, and as long as I had the answer on my body, hold up, drill sergeant, hold up. Yeah, that acronym means that. Okay, I know it. I don't need to know. As long as I have it accessible. So for me, I have the candlestick patterns on my phone, right? On my phone. It doesn't go nowhere. I know them like the back of my hand for the most part, but that's because I have them front facing at all times, right? So I never need to search. And in addition, on your phone, you have a camera, right? A gallery. And what I do, I have on the flip side for chart patterns, I have a favorite section. So on my favorite section, it's real easy for me to access. So this is the one I always use. Let me see if I can do this. You see that heart? You see that heart? I don't know if it's gonna show because of the bright light, but the heart's there, right? That's my candlestick cheat sheet. Okay. You can see it like that. Y'all see the angle, right? So it's about accessibility. If you know that you can't remember something, and it's like it's very important to you winning as a trader, then make it accessible, right? Make it accessible. Change my screensaver. Here, let me help you out. Everybody right now, do I have it? I do have it. Hold up. I'm gonna pop this image on the screen, and I want everybody, if you don't have the cheat sheet that I took my time to build, if you don't have it, then here's your time to take a screenshot. If you are in the Discord, it's available in our resources tab. If you have the S4R Trader Pro app, it's available inside of the education hub within the candlestick patterns section in technical analysis. And it actually breaks down each one of these candlesticks, as well as the psychology behind it and the setup, right? Look, I've been trading for a long time, right? And I started to identify the things that I know that typically helps me win or helps me eat. So I'm trying my best to narrow my focus on the things that I know that works for me, or the things that I know I've seen several times and I'm getting more comfortable acting on. So that is why I put together this form, right? Now I know there's candlestick pattern cheat sheets everywhere, right? But there was none that existed that talked about probabilities. There was none that existed that gave you kind of like the details as far as what's going on, right? And then I doubled down and I added it to the app and gave you the psychology and the setup behind each one of these systems, okay? That way you guys can be educated, or you can self-educate, right? So, bam, there you go. Morningstar is one of my favorites, right? 75 to 80% success rate on after a sustained downtrend. What is it? It's 3 candles reversals with small middle candle, but it's not just any candle. I'm just going to break this one down and then we're going to keep it moving. Okay. But you see that red candle? right? You see the red candle, the doji candle, and then the big green candle, right? The red candle that you see, right? That needs to be a volume candle, right? So what I'm looking for a see, people just say, oh yeah, Morningstar, let's just hop in. No, it's more to it, right? But it's not bad. It's not hard to figure out. That red candle, I need there to be active volume. So if you have the indicator, what you're looking for is for that red candle to show volume active, right? Then the green candle to follow right after the doji to also be active. It's okay if it's on the lower side, but no matter what, you need confirmation. But the main candle that I need to have volume is that red candle, right? Because that's going to give you the setup. Now, peep this. If you see a red candle, the setup just like this, and the red candle is of low volume, you get the doji and you get that Morningstar setup, more than likely that green bar is going to have a little bit more wick than body, right? It could be 50-50. And the next bar to follow would be a red candlestick, more than likely. That is your signal for a potential reversal. So what you're looking for in this situation, if the volume is low, is like an evening star to kind of happen right off rip, or just this whole thing to kind of be invalidated, right? So that's just game on one of those, right? Get the app, the education hub is there, the quiz questions are there, or sign up to be a part of the Discord. You all see all the information on this side because we talk about it. All right, we talk about it. All the psychology stuff, that's part of our 6-part series that we have coming out, right? So we gonna get into it every Wednesday. We live traded. What was that? Yesterday? Killed the game, right? We killed it on live trade. And we traded right in the Discord, no delays. Okay, I'm done with my rant. Sorry. All right. Change the screensaver. I can see it. Fire. I've been using your chart for a while now. It really helps. I'm happy that it helps, Queen. Real talk. Hopefully everybody has this screenshotted. You know, all that good stuff. Are those candle patterns are in on the they're on every time frame, my guy. Every time frame they work, right? You just need to know what time frame you're trading in. All right. It doesn't matter the time frame, right? What matters is the time frame that you're trading within, and that is how you move with those patterns. The patterns are the patterns. Just like I just talked to my boy Jumpman, right? And we talking about crypto and how people are all like kind of like bent out of shape or just off the crypto bandwagon because everything is crashing. But he's putting out content and he's talking about chart analysis, and people just don't understand that the charts are the charts, right? All of this works across the board, right? Across the time frames, across the various ways you trade: futures, crypto, stocks, options, forex, whatever, right? It doesn't matter. 45 second, 30 second, 30 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, doesn't matter. Okay, I'm looking for those signals everywhere, right? I kicked my butt because I missed it. Oh, the live trade was fire. I think I forgot to record it. Did I? No, I didn't. I recorded it. All right, I recorded the live trading session. It was dope. Okay, so with that being said, I need to know one thing, and then we're gonna move on. I promise. Right? So one. Here, I can't create a polling question, can I? Yeah, I can. Do you want to see breakdown on hoods? Or coin. Let's go hood because that was today. All right, 1 second. I got y'all. I need to ask y'all a question. I need to vote. and then rapid fire. All right, answer me this. And while this poll is being squared away, right? I'm gonna just put the links in the comments for anybody that's interested in joining the community, or if you just need the indicator or whatnot. Okay. So I'll send you the general link, right? And then you can kind of comb through the products or whatnot. And then go from, oh, hold on. That's not all of it. That is not the website. All right, here we go. Okay. It looks like an overwhelming majority is looking at the 500%, 50% gain on SPY. So for me to make sure I do this correctly, I got to make sure that I am looking at the correct timestamp so I can get to it. So give me one moment because I have the screenshot, and I just, you know, we also ran an IWM at 186%. Nope, 96%. So y'all want to see it? Yeah, just flip that around, right? So that's the spot. All right. So, but I can easily just screenshot that and send it. Okay. Okay. Bear with me, y'all. I'm posting this in the Discord only because it's easier for me to pull it up right now. Because for some reason. Okay. All right, so that's this right here, just so everybody knows what I'm talking about. It was at 12:46. Was this yesterday? I think it was 12:46 yesterday. I got y'all. Yep, 12:46 yesterday. That's when I screenshotted it. Okay, so we're gonna get into it. Hey, S4R. What's up, Ramesh? Okay, this poll looks like I can't even see all of it for some reason. Okay. All right, so we got 9% saying start the rapid fire. We got 55% saying SPY, and then 36% saying hood. Okay, so we're gonna go with the SPY. All right, and those in the Discord, I might touch on hood like tomorrow or something, just so, because y'all are the only ones that really knew about it. So I'll go ahead, end the poll, and then let's see if we can get into it. So hopefully my internet holds up. And chart. All right. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Mic check 1 2 1 3. Okay. I gotta get to the SPY. I think I lost music though. Maybe. Let me see if I have music. Y'all hear okay? Music okay? All right. So we want to talk about the SPY. And what's the easiest way to do this? There we go. Okay, so SPY, we hit what was it? 550% on the 24th. So Wednesday. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna draw a line so you can see where we're starting at, and then I'm gonna go ahead and then break it down for you. It's kind of like a weatherman rail type deal, but I'm not getting up right now. Okay. So we were spotting the SPY the whole time. We spoke to this megaphone pattern, right? During our last live stream. So 12:46. Yep, so we caught this. My computer's bugging a little bit, y'all, so I apologize. Just want to make sure that everything is good. So it's not it's by the 1 hour. Sorry, y'all. Just give me a minute. I'm just trying to make sure I'm good with what I kind of set up here. Okay, I see what I did. All right, just making sure. So I color code everything, and like this one, this color code is off. That's why I was like, red is for supply zone, so I'm kind of confused. But essentially, I had drew this up for the gap. So I mean, y'all can probably see what's happening, but okay. So make sure I'm caught up with the chat. Yes, yes, yes. Breakdown gonna be fire. Take your time, boss. I appreciate y'all. Make sure Gucci here. Flow. Oh, there we go. Cool. Make sure we all good. Yeah. All right. So the first thing I'm going to speak to, right, as it relates to this, to what's going on here. So one, market opened right here, right? So we had our candle. Let me see. Is this? It's too much yellow. I'm going to get rid of some stuff real quick, because this is what we kind of looked at previously, and I want to zoom in. All right. So essentially, the market popped, right? The market popped right here. We had our open, right? And some people got smoked, got cooked up. And it looks like I did have a supply zone here, but I'll zoom in so we can see a bit better. So ultimately, though, we knew that we were in a downtrend, right? And essentially, I also spotted the fact that there was a gap here. Okay. So typically when you have an opening gap, which was back here, right? Hold on. My stuff is off the screen. I'm out of practice, y'all. My bad. So when you have an opening gap, which was back here, right? I know that becomes a potential resistance, right? So I drew the box here, right? And I was waiting for price to come to that level and see how it was going to react to that level. Okay. So sure enough, that's what we got, right? We climbed up and then we kind of traded sideways, right? And consolidated. And then we started to kind of peel back, right? So people thought when this happened, right, it was a done deal and they're bullish on the day. But no, right? Because we know we have a wall here, and that's what we paid attention to. Okay. So on the 15-minute, we're in a downtrend, right? I can zoom out and you can see that we're in a downtrend, right? You can see that we're in this downtrend, right? This is actually a parallel channel to the downside. So I'm just painting you a picture, right? We're forming lower highs and lower lows. No mystery, right? The only mystery was this right here. And it's the only thing I was really paying attention to see if we were going to be bearish continuation on the day or not, right? So let me zoom in. So we established that we're in a downtrend. Sorry, I'm a little off because I did not prepare for this. And this was 2 days ago, or yesterday, right? So we have this run up, okay? And then after the run up, hold on, whoa. All right, sorry, hold up. I'm not on fire right now, y'all. I'm sorry. After the run up, I see this pattern. Okay, that is a like a neutral setup, right? But it also means that it's a pause in a trend direction. So I know that with certainty, right? So we get that. And then we get this rejection here. Okay. But the kicker, right? The kicker was this right here. All right. So two things happened in this moment. Okay. I'm gonna let y'all know what happened. Let me turn this purple. Okay. Let me go purple. All right. So right here, we have an inverted hammer, but we establish an imbalance. Okay. The imbalance is something that we use as a potential support level. Let's just draw it down the line. I probably should stop looking at the screen and just look at my screen. But anyway, this is the imbalance. Imbalance. Okay. So what am I expecting here? I am expecting for us either A, we're going to live above and come down, retest, and take off. That's option one. Option two was after we made the break, we were going to come in. And if we fell into the imbalance, right, with the momentum, then I knew there was a stronger chance that we would sell off, right? The confirmation, right, is when you get a close below imbalance. However, if you have a proper exit, right? If you know your exit strategy, then you can take an early position. And I think that's where it kind of came in, right? Two things happen. Either A, you could have taken the your entry to the downside using this as your stop loss. Okay? The top of this doji candle as your stop loss. Let's get rid of the yellow line. Okay? Why? Because that just becomes, it's a doji at like part of the trend. So it's telling you that it was a false move to the upside. Then it came down and you created your hammer, right? So this setup right here met with a bearish momentum, right? In this candlestick gives you kind of the green light. Why? Well, one, you need to know where you're going, which is on another chart, which is fine. But if you hit the short right here and then you set up your stop, then you can set your stops based on imbalances or whatnot to the downside. Okay. And you can identify your risk reward ratio. Okay. So when you have a 4R, right? As long as you are disciplined enough to stick to your stop loss being here, then it's kind of like a safe bet. Why? Because you know you're in a downtrend, you know you're below all the EMAs and all that stuff. Okay. So That's kind of why this trade worked. I had a couple things set up. One, we failed to break into the gap. Two, we had a neutral setup happen after a bullish move from the open. Three, we get a kind of like a bearish engulfing here with just the body, but that's not my trigger. The main thing that I see is that this makes a lower high, just a little bit, okay, or an equal high. Is one of the two, equal high or lower high. So no matter what, it's either a double top or whatever, right? Sorry, I'm a little off. So those things kind of transpired, right? They just let you know that the bulls lost steam and they're losing control. And then volume kind of died, and then you see the trickle down effect followed by the bullish activity. Now I can replay this and you can see the whole setup, but it's too much time and I don't want to waste any more time because I'm already kind of rambling a little bit. So but that was one of the main things. One, we gave up imbalance. Okay, now for this trade, we get triggered from the 10-minute, right? Then we go into the 5-minute and we look for our position. Okay, we look for our position, right? And then we go to our 1-minute or 2-minute, and then we look for our entry. Okay, where are we? Right here. Okay, so you can look for your entry. So on this, couple of things. One, I've already identified supply zone somewhere. I don't even know where this was. This must have been a pre-market or whatever. I can't remember. I think it's right here. Yep, that's right there. But it's weak, so I'm not really paying that close of attention to it. So then you start to see other supply zones form. Damn, man, I'm rusty with the pen, so I need to get back into Weatherman Rail, real talk. So you get this. That's a huge box. Too much. You get this, which is a supply zone. Okay? You get a supply zone established there. Followed by imbalances, right? Because then you get another one kind of down here. And these yellow dotted lines that you see, y'all, these are liquidity sweeps or liquidity grabs. Okay? And those were defined by my indicator. Okay? So all these boxes that I'm drawing that you see are potential supply zones. Okay? Are potential supply zones. Hopefully that makes sense. Which pretty much is telling you that the sellers are taking over, right? Or are still in control. We have all of those supply zones forming on towards the downside, and we have various levels of imbalances that are also forming. So all of these things together is just giving you the validation that we're good in puts and we're safe to hold them. Okay? That's what it's telling you. Okay, even right here. So I'm a demand and supply trader. I need to get better at this, y'all. I am way out of whack. But I'm a supply demand trader, okay? So this is what I see. And these are the support levels that I'm looking for to give me validation to continue holding my position once I'm in my position, right? So all of that happened, right? To the downside. I'm up, right? And we established more liquidity sweeps, right? We get more instances where we are validated, right? This would be red, technically. I just didn't change my color, but this would be your supply again. Okay, another level to respect. And then below that, you get another imbalance, right? Imbalance. Again, when you see these happening on like a downtrend or an uptrend, you're in a move, these are your confirmation signals, okay? That you're good to safely hold your position, okay? So then you get to a situation like this and people get fearful, right? You think that that the Bears or the Bulls or the Bears lost steam, and you're likely not. You probably should get out of your position, right? But keep in mind, again, this is an imbalance zone. So when I'm in a strong downtrend, I'm looking at this zone, and I know that there's a lot of times where there's something called an imbalance or a fill, right? So, but for me to flip the script and say now I'm bullish, I need for us to be confirmed above the imbalance. But we didn't, right? We instead get this breakout and then a break back through. This is why it's important for us to wait for the candlesticks to close with confirmations. Also, what led me to hold on to my position is that this did not create an imbalance to the upside, right? So there's no bullish imbalance there. This candlestick likely didn't have much volume. It just looks like it did, but in reality, there really wasn't much there. And this structure is not anything that is representative of a reversal. So for those reasons, I held my position and I was waiting for this candle to close. And if it closed above, then maybe at that point I would have ended my position. But my real stop loss was right here, because this is my newly established supply zone, right? And sometimes we do come back and retest supply after breaking through imbalance. Hopefully I'm making sense. I'm probably speaking a foreign language to a lot of people. That's okay. So if you want to learn more and know what I'm talking about, then by all means, consider joining. So imagine riding that wave all the way down. Okay. Imagine riding the wave all the way down and catching this entire move. Okay. Now, once all this is established, right? Well, it's already over. Sorry, did I mess this up? 24. I think I messed this up. It's the same premise. I think I was on the 25th? I apologize if I was. But it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. Supply, imbalance, all that forms, and then you start to see rejection, like a breakthrough, a retest, and a breakdown. And then you start to see imbalances form to the downside, none to the upside, right? That's just what keeps happening, right? Then you get supply zones that form, right? We retest the imbalances and it sells off, right? So you make sure you look for these things. Depends on the direction that you're in, so you know to hold your position or not hold your position, right? Right? Because we're approaching close like kind of right here. Okay. So we fall down and then we pretty much are tapped out. Okay. Hopefully this makes sense. I'm so sorry if it was a little scatterbrained. But I want y'all to see the bottom here though, right? The bottom before we like kind of got to our reversal. Okay. Where are we? So we get like a doji and a hammer. And if you've seen that blackout chart, it's kind of the same thing, right? And then not only do we get that, we get an imbalance to the upside at the bottom of a strong downtrend. So these are reasons to consider getting out of your trade. Okay. So as we broke through this imbalance, we did not fall back through, right? This imbalance now, this is a bullish imbalance. Okay. That's a bullish imbalance now. Okay. So we are pretty much respecting that bullish imbalance, right? False breakdowns, right? We're not closing below. So these are signs that the trade to the downside is exhausted. And those were your triggers to exit gracefully, right? Get your win, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Again, sorry if this was a little choppy. I am out of practice and I will make sure that I get back on my game before the next one. So My apologies. Hopefully y'all still learned something though. Any questions? What's up, Queen Philly? I see you. Hey, Joy. Okay. Put a 1 in the chat if that makes sense. And if we are ready now to move to the rapid fire chart analysis, because we're already pretty deep into this, so and we haven't even started that yet. Hopefully I didn't lose nobody. Yep. My guy call says the beautiful trade. He watched it happen in real time. Yep. I don't know if that was for Hood or if that was for Spy, but I was calling out the plays all day. I was calling out the plays. So hopefully y'all were able to get a piece of it. All right. Okay. Again, thanks for, your patience with that. That was a little rough for me. Not typical, but again, hopefully it landed. Hopefully it made sense. Moral of the story is a good way for you to kind of stay in your position longer is being able to identify supply, demand, and imbalances. Okay. And if you can do that, then you can kind of like use those situations to kind of like move your stop, right? Or adjust your levels, right? But yeah, that's it. All right, so we're about to get into the rapid fire chart analysis. We're not going to waste no time. I'm just going to break it down and tell everybody what it is. Let me know how many people we have watching and how many likes we got. Can anybody help me out with that? Time is at 8:20. I just ran out of bag when you was calling them plays. I was wondering why I got quiet. Sometimes the plays don't come to the end of the day, man. It is what it is. All right, so for those that are just tuning in, my name is Darrell. This is Stocks Darrell, Sacrifice for Riches, and we are going to get into the rapid fire chart analysis. So what is the rapid fire chart analysis? Pretty much it is me pulling up the charts and then looking to the comments for your ticker requests. So you are pretty much telling me, hey, Real, I'm looking for calls on Hood, or I'm looking for puts on Spy, or I'm in this call or put right now. Am I good to hold, right? It won't be financial advice or suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell, but it is a situation where, hey, you ask me a question, you get my perspective, and then you make sure and make sure that it aligns with your due diligence, okay? So that's pretty much the gist of it. Please do your best by adding a little bit of context, okay? That way, when I'm speaking to these positions, right, I'm speaking to you and not broadly, okay? I'd rather be addressing a specific issue, question, or thought, right, to help support what you're seeing versus just talking broadly, because that if I do that, it might just be the time could be wasted, right? And I may not get to the point that you necessarily want out of what you're requesting. Okay. So that being said, the priority of March, right? So if your name is in green, or if you are Sacrifice for Riches, you are priority number 1. So if you're Sacrifice for Riches and your name isn't green, that means that you're not a YouTube member. Please consider, even being the channel supporter. It helps a lot, like just for me to like identify you, because I know some of your names aren't the same, right, on Discord versus YouTube. So, but that being said, they're priority 1. Priority 2 is KGU. Everybody knows, and I say it all the time, that KGU, if you don't know who it is Keenan Grace's Discord. That is, I'm a crown trader over there, right? So that's the only other Discord I've been in, minus the community that I have right now. That's a big university. I'm like a community college, just a small, close-knit group of people trying to make it, right? So if you're a KGU, just put hashtag KGU and I got you, right? That's priority 2. Priority 3, super chats or gifts, whatever it is right now. Okay. So if you do that, I get to see it. It pops up, whatever. If you don't do that, it is what it is. I will try my best to get to you nonetheless. If your name's in gray, that tells me that you're a subscriber. That doesn't like that doesn't mean that you're like not valued, right? I really appreciate all 5,000 plus subscribers that I have. It's more of a these people pay, right? And they're part of a deeper community, so I have to give them priority. So trust me when I say I do my best to kind of get to everybody if I can, right? I have my wife in the chat sometimes, and I have my mom's in the chat sometimes. It's trying to help me keep y'all front facing for those that I might miss. Okay, so this is a family show, right? And that's just what it is. So if any questions, comments, concerns, 28 watching, 26 in the chat, I appreciate that. Thank you everybody for hitting the like button, and thanks anybody who shared the stream, because I feel like there's so much game here, but I only get about a range of 28 to 50 people, which is about 30, or it's about like 15 to 20% of my subscribers. So, and many of you guys are Discord members, so it is what it is. YouTube don't want to push the algos on me because I'm not pumping out videos on the hot topics every day. You're not gonna get me to make 10 videos in a week on XRP. Not gonna happen. Not who Rail is. Not about that life. I'm not trying to get rich off YouTube, so not chasing algos. But yeah, any questions, comments, concerns? If there's no questions, please light me up. Put the fire emojis in the chat. All right, and then they'll let me know that y'all are ready to go. I do this, y'all. I put a pause and delays in here so people know we're gonna get over to the screen, and then y'all got to get ready with your tickers because I'm gonna be ready to go. Hopefully, hopefully, because that breakdown was kind of choppy, like the market. It was. All right, let me get ready. Switch over to rapid fire chart analysis. Yep, we good there. All right. Okay, let's get my chart up right here. And then I think we're good to go. What the heck is that? I got a hydration drink. that was funny and cute at the same time. I got a turtle. Shout out to whoever just gave me the gift. That's funny. All right, I think I'm ready. Oh yeah, LG, I appreciate you, big dog. Nisha, Vlad, you ready? You ready? All right, I'm assuming everybody's ready. I don't see a lot of fire. All right, I don't take it until I say go. So hold your thoughts. Today, because I spent so much time on the front end, I'm going to do this for 20 minutes, and then we're going to keep it moving, all right? When I say go, that's when I'm looking for takers. Before that, I'm not rewinding. I'm not going back unless it's like low activity or whatever inside the Discord. So let me switch over to, I'm going to have to disconnect. Hold up. Okay, making sure I'm good, y'all. 1 second. I had to turn this down too. There we go. Sounds like money. All right, give me a 1 if the volume in me are okay. Okay. Just make sure all my stuff works. All right. We good. We good. All right. Think my bearings are good. Whew. One little sippy sip. We're gonna get this party started. All right. Are we ready? Are we ready? I already see that you are. So let me make sure I'm ready. All right, everybody. The mic is good, and the music isn't too loud, right? I'm just waiting to make sure the music is good. And then I'm going to say go, and then we're going to go. Okay. I'm assuming I'm good to go. Also, there could be a delay, but everybody, this is the rapid fire chart analysis. Start time right now. Let's go. What we got? What we got? I turned it on more just in case. All right, I'm waiting for tickers. We on the clock. Reporting live. You know what I'ma say. IWM. LOL. She made all-time highs today with like a new put and call entries. I haven't charted it yet today. I'll see how much of this I can do, because if it requires new everything, let's talk about it. So ticker is IWM, brought to us by who's that? Miss Narrow Path. All right, so let's zoom out and let's do what we do. All right. Well, guess what? I already did this. So we hit our new high, but look, I want you to know something real quick before you get overzealous as far as like us to the upside. Notice, oh man, I'm lagging. All right, notice how as we're moving up, this is my level. So the top of my trading zone is 295.13. In my opinion, as of right now, we broke through it, but with weakness. All right. So we are not technically confirmed on the daily, right? And instead, it looks like we're just headed to retest this ascending line of resistance just to come on back down. But let's go ahead and entertain the idea anyway. So I'll let you know that if we do continue to run, I'll give you your levels. Okay, 312.27 is going to be your next max take profit target on this move. Okay, and I am lagging, y'all, so I'm really hoping that this can go smoothly, because it wasn't doing this before. So, man, I hate when this happens. My typing gets weird too. All right. All right, so this is your next take profit target is 303.63, right? And so this is your upside move. So here's what I'm looking at. Essentially, if we come back down to 295.13 and retest, right, and then show some support here, then I'd be looking at potential calls to the upside. If we break through 295.13 and we close below this and fail to break back through, then we're coming on down back to 278.17. Okay, so that is kind of what I see here. There's more levels in between, but I'll get into that at a later time. Just hit me up in the Discord. All right. So hold on. What should I say? So IWM. Hold up. Hold up. I got to give you a bearish bullish take. And I'm sorry. Hold on. Let's get the indicator in here. Let's get some support. I know this is loud, y'all. Man. So the indicator is showing you that we're bullish on the 15. Hold on, let's just go here. Man, this is insane. Okay, yeah, no, but we're failing to break through. Okay, so I'll just I know this is a lot on my screen, but just bear with me real quick. Okay, y'all. You know, personally, I'm just saying, like, I see us coming back down to retest this level. Okay, that's what I see. All right, so we have a supply zone that's established up top. I'm spending too much time on this. Hold on, I really am. Supply zone. So I see the supply zone, and I see an imbalance, right, for the sell side. Sell side imbalance. Okay, so this is my wall. So what I would suspect is for us to come retest. If we don't retest, then we're just going to come on back down, in my opinion, to retest this level 295.13. So in the immediate term, right, I am technically bearish on IWM from here. But what is my, hold on, what's my level for bearish? What was bearish? Bullish is that. Bearish is that. So I'm bearish on that. Okay. I'd be more bullish on this play if we can confirm above 301.52, and then we can ride that up to 303.63. I also would be more bullish if we can come back down here and retest the demand zone at 295.84 and bounce there versus, you know, falling through. Okay, moving on. Sorry about that. That took a while. So bearish on IWM in the short term. Okay, hold on. Hey, Rail, please look at gold. I'm in a call position. What's the ticker for gold? Because I thought gold was, hold on, is GLD the ETF, or is that the futures? Hold on, GLD. See, I got two different things. So I assume you're talking here. All right. Okay, so let's pull this up. Who is this? Joy says, and a call option for gold. Oh man. Okay. So on the short term, if you're in a call option, I don't know how much time you have left on it, but we have a demand zone here on the short term. I can very well see us coming back down and retest this zone before we kind of proceed to the upside. But let me take a look at something real quick. Let me get indicator in here real quick. Yes, as I expected. Before I start these live streams, I'm gonna have to start getting rid of all the noise on here, because I look at it all and y'all don't need to see it all, because then y'all just might get confused. So forgive me. If I can clean up some of it. Oh, one more thing. I'm gonna keep this on. All right, so I want you to understand something. You have the indicator, so I want you to understand that there's no volume showing right to the upside. So once we did this change of character right here, it was met by like a tall wick, right? Then we get no volume to the upside. You think you're about to go through, but this is telling me instantly that we are bearish from this point. As we retest the previous day high, right? Every volume candle is met with a no volume signal. Okay, so I am bearish here for as long as we live below the previous day high, which also aligns with a buy side liquidity, right, of 370.80, right? So we fell below VWAP. We fell below a sell side order or bearish order block. We rejected off the previous day high, and now we're coming on down. So I don't see us bullish on this right now. I see gold coming back down to retest this level here at 365.07. Yeah, and that's what I have. So I'll just leave it at that. Okay. So gold, we are bearish on gold for the time being. What's next? I'm really slow today. LG says, Meta, I'm down 65%. Should I cut my losses? The bag have a hole in it and all the contents are exiting quickly. All right, let's see if we can help our boy out. All right, so Meta, I don't know if you're in calls or puts. You're just down 65%. All right, man, like straight up right now, we're in a choppy zone right now. We're in a more of a, hold on one second. It's looking like a neutral pattern, but give me a minute. Yeah. So let's see. One second here. Yeah, man. This is typically a bearish situation. Not gonna lie. All right. So what you have going on here is that you have a lower buy side liquidity and you have a higher sell side liquidity, which is pretty much compression, right? You have 200-day coming down and you have a pretty tight VWAP, right? And this is after hours, so this makes sense that we're trading sideways, but before the market closed, it was arching down, right? So this is telling me that there is a chance for us to break through this sell side liquidity here at 542.11 to my max take profit target of 536.79. This is where I'm interested in buying shares of Meta, right? But essentially right now, for your pre-market strategy, I would say I would be looking at the indicator on the 15-minute, and I would be checking to see if you see any signs of a bullish order block or bearish order block, right? And if you see a bullish order block, for example, and we look to be below it, like we're going to be below it, then we're going to be bearish on the day, okay? If you see one forming and we're going to be above it, just know that that just tells me that we're going to be sandwiched between the previous day low and then the previous day low, right? If that makes sense. That makes sense. So we have a new low and then we have this new high, right? So that's kind of what I can see happening. But yeah, I do see that we're at the end of this chart pattern, and I can definitely see us selling through it. Now, two things happen with these chart patterns. Either A, we'll come down and retest the sell side liquidity and then create an equal low, which pretty much is like your double bottom, and it's a good sign of a potential reversal. So you can see the situation being like this, but hold on, because we got to do this. So we can very much see this happening. But because of the shape of this chart pattern, I see it more so doing something like this if it is going to find support down here at 536. Okay, so hold on, I'm sorry, I'm supposed to put in Meta. So I am, oh man, okay, they won't let me put an E in here, so I'm gonna put a 3 in here. All right, so for Meta, I'm bearish still on this position until I see signs of a reversal. Okay, what do we got next? We got Vlad saying Tesla puts to 340. All right, TSLA, Tesla, let's get this on here. TSLA. Okay, I'm not bullish on Tesla, but not yet. So let's take a look and see what's going on. Again, let's see. Let's go to the daily on Tesla and let's get rid of my indicator for now, right? And let's zoom out and see what we see, because we've been working Tesla, right? We call these patterns this neutral position. We fell through. We came back to retest. We came back to retest this ascending line of previous support and our resistance again. We fell through demand. We fell through our take profit targets. We fell through our floor, right? Our floor here at 382. Hold on. What is this? 382.98. We fell through an imbalance. Man, we are just falling, right? So if you're looking for puts, you're not necessarily wrong. But what I'm looking at right now with Tesla is the fact that we just broke the floor of my trading zone, right? And after we're breaking the floor, I'm starting to see exhaustion. So let's zoom in real quick and let's get a better look. Let's start with the 15-minute because we want to see what we're doing tomorrow, right? So on the 15-minute, it's kind of the same situation as what we set up the first time when we were looking at Tesla, and we're seeing a neutral position again, right? And I love Tesla because it is so volatile, but it's also so easy to trade for the most part, right? You just got to be patient. But we came into this, right, on a downtrend, right? And we're just wicking back and forth, tops and bottoms. So we have our 3 points of contact already. So at this point, look, like, I mean, in reality, I can see us going back up to retest this level right up here. Okay, I really can't see it, but your take profit targets truly are going to be 378.38, and then the base of this right here being 371.25. All right, so if you don't bounce here and find support, if you don't find support right here at around what does this at 370, right? If you're not finding support here, then you're likely going to flush through this. Okay, so let me just go ahead and tag this up. See, my mouse ain't working properly. 1 second. All right, come on now. Okay, so I just want to draw this line so you can see, like, we need to break this level in order to be bearish on Tesla. We're bearish overall. However, we are in a neutral position, so a move needs to happen from here. And this position is neutral, so I'm going to tag it as neutral. I don't know, what is my neutral? Is it in? Yes. So Rangebound, which is a fact. We're Rangebound on Tesla until we break out of one of these levels. Okay, so moving on. What do we got next? Oh, hold up. There's your take profit to the downside. 370.19 after we break through these levels. And then the next leg down is 356.91, right? And then to the upside, 378.38. And then from there, we're going to be testing this imbalance that I have here. Technically, nope. We're testing a supply zone of 381. Okay, let me just tag this up right now so I remember. It's an intraday supply zone. Let's just put supply zone. I appreciate the gift. Hold on, thumbs up, gift, Jules. I appreciate it. I think I got 2 things going on here. Thank you so much. I don't know what that means. I really don't know what that means, but thank you. All right, that's what I got for Tesla. Let's see. We got hashtag KGU in the building. Hold up. First off, Nisha, my bad. GLW puts reached all-time highs today, but I am in a call until next week. All right. Are you up on the play? All right. So the trade we're looking at is GLW. This is brought to us by Nisha. So GLW is Corning Incorporated, reached an all-time high. Well, I'm going to tell you off rip, I see this coming down, right? Why? Because I see something called an ascending wedge. An ascending wedge is a bearish pattern, right? It's a bearish pattern. So I would, if it's my portfolio, right? And if I'm in this trade, I already kind of know what time it is. So, I mean, I could be wrong, but I've seen this pattern too many times to know that pretty much it's kind of like a wrap, right? And our take profit target is going to be pretty much here at 213.15. Yeah, and those are supposed to be purple. Yeah, purple and dotted. I got to make sure that I stay on point. Different purple though. I like the other purple. One second. But hopefully this makes sense. Okay. Now, yeah, I mean, I'm not changing my mind on that. I essentially think that it's a wrap for this play, right? So be careful. if you want, draw what I just drew up on the 15-minute, right? And then what I want you to do is take a trend line and go right down the middle of this thing, right? Right down the middle. Make sure I'm good, right? I want you to go right down the middle. I want you to draw a little dashed line, tag whatever color you want, and then play it this way. If you're below this blue dashed line, you're bearish, right? If you're above it, you're bullish. But like, meaning this trend is going to continue for a little bit longer. So let's go to the indicator and see what the indicator has to say. Well, the indicator gave me buy side liquidity here. If y'all don't have the indicator, check out the link. Hold on. Do I have that? Swap.com/stocks for rail. I think I got that right. Yeah. Find the indicator there. Okay. I'll get a hyperlink in here, but essentially for me, if we can't break above this buy side liquidity with active volume. So look, if you have the indicator, you're going to be looking at this column right here, or this row right here, and on this leg up, right? So let's go to the 5-minute, for example. On this move back to the upside, if this volume is showing low, then to me tells me it has no legs to the upside, and we're going to have a continuation to the downside. We already had a T1 signal print. Now we're coming on back down. Now, another thing that I see here on the 5-minute is that we have demand and we have a bullish order block. That's time, but I'm going to get to what I can see. So pay attention to the pre-market. I would be focused more on the 15 and the 10-minute on the pre-market, and seeing what you see prior to. But because of the pattern, I'm bearish. However, we're above our order block. We're above VWAP. We're above the 200-day EMA. So I hate this. Like, so I'm bearish because I know this chart pattern, right? But the move, the state of this is bullish. So I'm conflicted as far as what to tag for you on here. But this is my show. So I'm going to say, nope, I'm bearish. Personally, I'm bearish. The stock price, the stock is bullish. Just so you know, I'm bearish. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that. Also, I'm gonna give you a little bit more gas because we even have supply zone here too, but that's only a 10-minute. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay. So what do we got next? We have a super chat here by Rod Mill. Thanks for your time, effort, and knowledge, and knowledge drop. I appreciate you, big dog. Thank you so much for the donation. I really do truly appreciate it. Thank you. You just bought my Snicker bar tomorrow. All right. Let's see. Roll Life. Hold up. Did I miss anything? Yeah. Roll Life says Palantir calls or puts. I'm feeling bearish. All right. So Palantir was called in the Discord today, and I tried to have people pump the brakes, right? And I still would say pump the brakes on Palantir puts, right? Right. So look, this happened today, right? So somebody called Palantir puts, and then somebody just got in, and then I told them to hold off. Why? Because where the person was getting in was kind of like right here, right? It was kind of like right here. Hold on, right here. But unbeknownst to them, likely their stop loss truly was there. It was 0.76. I remember the exact risk reward, right? So this was the risk reward that they hopped into, right? So what you have to understand is that you're sandwiched between buy side and sell side liquidity. After a major move to the downside, this is representative of some chop. So like just a we're looking for accumulation or distribution, right? The market's trying to find out if it's going to go up or down. So I stated that, hey, if you are looking for puts, then you want to look for a false move to the upside, breaking above the buy side liquidity, and then that will be your stop loss, and then you just ride that down. Your take profit 1 would have been here, and that's because that was a demand zone that I found, right? Take profit 2 would be the sell side liquidity in the case that we fell back down and retest that and played the range. So we didn't make it there, but somebody could have easily got 15R, but that is based on the stock or ticker, but not on options. But you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, so now we have this move up, right? Big boomstick, whatever, but we failed to break through, right? We're still failing to confirm above the buy side liquidity, right? So let's go to the 10-minute. Okay, so currently you're trying to figure out if you're going to be bullish or bearish. If the market was opening right now, I am bullish, right, on PLTR, only for a few reasons. 1, because we have a rise in sell side liquidity. 2, we're starting to see momentum through buy side liquidity, right? 3, we established a demand zone in a bullish order block. 4, we retook VWAP. 5, we're closing above this buy side liquidity zone here. So there's a couple things that I see that's telling me that there is a chance for a little bit of a reversal here, right? So now we're more neutral than anything. We're bullish, but we have a little situation because we have this gap between VWAP and the 200-day EMA. Okay, so I can see this gap kind of feeling, but how you want to look at it, you can use it 2 ways. 1, you can do fib, right? I don't do fib often, but you can do fib. And then you can pretty much tag the golden pocket here. And then this can be your deciding factor if you want to be bullish or not. That's up to you. So I would just put that there, right? That's the golden pocket, right? Or you can have the indicator, right? And you can pay attention to see what happens as we approach buy side liquidity. So, so we have demand here, right? We have demand here. We would love to see a retest and a takeoff, right? But it might not come back. So if we close above the previous buy side liquidity here, then we're looking for a retest here at 107.88. Then our next wall of resistance is this buy side liquidity here, which we've already tapped. So we have this double top kind of situation happening right now. So is this respected? We got to find out what happens in the morning. So, I don't know what else to say about that right now, except for you have a pattern that you should know about. Now I'm going to show you the pattern. Okay. This is a price act, or this is a chart pattern. Okay. That could play out. This is me kind of predicting the future, but this could play out. I've seen it before. I want to get rid of that. So this is what this price pattern or chart pattern does. Just so you know, this would be the formation of what I would see happening here if this actually holds true. So if we continue to see higher lows but equal highs, right, then this is what's to play out. So I can't give you hold on, I should put in here that we're looking at PLTR. I can't give you a definitive bullish or bearish. I am more bullish than bearish, but I'm also gonna have to just hit you with the range bound because of what I just seen. All right, hopefully that makes sense. Okay, overall I am up on GLW but left one. Thank you for the breaking it down. Shout out to you for having multiple contracts and then letting a runner run so you don't miss more of the move. Good job, queen. LG says, get yourself a cold drink, iced coffee. Thanks for all. Hey, I will 100% get an iced coffee tomorrow. I'm getting me a frap. Let's go. Thank you. Roll Life, thanks for the ID on the tight stop and took the 30. Yes. Awesome. Could watch your chart all day. Fire. I appreciate you, big dog. All right, LG, fire. I appreciate that. These are getting better and better. Love the visuals. I am just trying to make the experience better and better for you guys, right? Because my wife is a big help too, because she watches this as like somebody that doesn't know about the market. I just screwed something up, so I won't be able to. Oh, here we go. So yeah, so because she doesn't really know much about the market, she has a different perspective, and she was telling me, she's like, sometimes people come in here and probably don't know what ticker you're on, so you probably should do something about that. So I just took it a step further, and then I took that idea and then I said, why not like tag it as bullish, bearish, or range, you know, for a perspective, so people can kind of know how I'm feeling, right? So we covered a lot today, everybody. We covered a lot. 14 plays were called out. I don't think I can list them all. Oh, yes, I can. So, hold on. What do we do? So today, we covered Palantir, GLW, Tesla, Meta, Gold, IWM, SPY, Hood. All right, that's what we covered. So what was that? 8 roughly. So shout out to y'all for participating. That is the rapid fire chart analysis. I hope it was informative. I hope that it was educational. I hope that it helps y'all with y'all trading tomorrow, or through the next week, because everything that we looked at, for the most part, if we started on the daily or a higher time frame, then that's more of a swing trade, and that's kind of what Tesla is. But keep in mind, a lot of your ask were for like intraday, and I can tell. So we did a lot of like more of a narrowed look, so you guys can see the direction, and it makes total sense because the market just sold off, and people are trying to kind of pinpoint either where we're going to reverse or if we're going to continue to the downside. So that makes total sense to why we were looking more on the smaller time frame versus a larger time frame. So shout out to everybody. I appreciate y'all participating. Please hit the like, the subscribe, notification bell, and then also tap into the indicator. All right. I'm going to send y'all the link right now for the indicator. And if you don't have a home and you're looking for a Discord or a community to join, then we got you here too. All right. I'm going to pin this to the top of the comments. And like I always do, at the end of every session, I do 2 minutes of Q&A. So I'm going to start my timer right now. I'm not opening the charts again, but I am here to answer any questions that anybody might have. Right. As it relates to the indicator, just so y'all know, I'll swing up. I'm gonna swing it. I'm gonna bring it up so you can see what it is. But I'm gonna let y'all know when I took my time off. Hold on. Cancel. I do that? Oh, there we go. All right, let's see if I can do this. 1 second. Nope. All right. Let me see if there are any questions. Screenshots. So if y'all are looking for that, it looks like this. Okay. So I want y'all to know, like, when I took a little time off, like I kind of just muted everything. I was doing some research, and there's people charging like a week for this stuff, right? And for indicators that do a lot less. And I'm charging $35 a month. And that just is proof positive that, like, for me, like, I just want it to be in as many hands as possible because I know it works, right? And I'm not trying to make a million off of an indicator, right? But I am trying to help as many traders as I possibly can. And I think I made it super affordable. It's like $1 a day, right? You'll make your money back in a play, right? So, and I tested everything. I back tested everything. I know the rate of return, or like the win rate for all of the T signals. I did that for the Discord community. And then there's videos on the indicator as well. There's a playlist that I have on YouTube, so you won't be lost. Okay. So you have support. It's not like you buy something and you just don't know what to do. This also comes with an AI trade assistant that I built for it. I taught the AI system the indicator, so it can help answer questions and even tell you. You can even take screenshots of your chart with the cockpit table, and it can tell you about the setup and if it's a trade or not a trade, and it gives you detailed analysis as to why or why not. So, and what to look for. But let me read the comments and I'm gonna leave. S4R is best community I've been in. Y'all should join. I appreciate that, Queen. I mean, that is high praise, and I'm just one dude. So, but I have so many people like now, like within the community, that's like-minded with high character, and it's dope, right? And everybody's there for like the same reason. So, and that's what it's about. Nobody has a hidden agenda. Nobody's there to put anybody down. Nobody's there to be negative. It's all about supporting and elevating everybody else. And that's the definition of a community, right? So I skipped your Uber. I didn't see it. Okay, hold up. Queen, Miss Philly, don't go nowhere. I'm going back just for you. I promise. I really enjoy the smaller community feels because your questions get answered quicker and we know each other better. Facts. And just so y'all know, like I said, I got a plan. If we ever do blow up, that's not the intentions. I'm not like massively promoting anything, right? But if we do grow as a community, I do have a plan to make sure that we maintain the essence of who we are on the smaller scale. So believe that. I already know. Drift says, excellent content. I hit the like. I appreciate that, big dog. Thank you so much. If I purchase the indicator, do I need to purchase anything else? No. The only thing else that you need to purchase, well, if you need TradingView Essentials. So if you're not subscribed to TradingView, right, then that's like a prerequisite that you need. Let me know if you need a referral code and I can send that. The only other thing to pay for is if you decide that you want to be a part of the Discord community. And if you do that, there's a full access tier, which pretty much saves you $10, right? Because essentially when you sign up for the Discord in the indicator, you get all of the alerts, you get the Discord access, and then essentially you get an indicator for $24.99 versus $34.99. Cause it's cold. You will need to TradingView Essentially. Yep. Thank you for letting her know. Lisa says, so glad I found this community so early in my trading journey. Real gonna turn me into a beast. The storm is coming. Highly recommend. Let's go. Hey, you're gonna be a millionaire before me, and I love it. I don't care. Right? I wish I was in a community like this, or I was getting this type of content like early on, right? Like early on. So I don't want to go into like details and like, but I'll talk about that stuff another time. But I think that's all I got. Yeah, that's all I got. So if y'all need anything, just hit me in the Discord. That's it. This is Stocks for Real, Sacrifice for Riches, everybody. Here's a new track that I built with AI for anybody that don't know that I'm like working with AI tools to make my music. Here you go, man. Like,
yeah. Hey. Yeah. Success loves a solo picture. Survival keeps the negatives. The frame may hold one face, but every wing got witnesses. Every plaque got fingerprints. The polish couldn't hide. Every name they call self-made had names just outside the light. The myth sells clean because it crops the struggle neatly. Cuts the hands out of the photo, makes the climb look easy. But I remember who believed before the numbers made it obvious. Who spoke life into the vision while I wrestled with the confidence. Who let me fail without confusing failure with my worth. Who gave me hard truth when applause would have hurt me worse. Who kept the chair for me before the room could count me in. Who saw foundation in the dirt before the walls began. So I won't wear a crown that makes the village disappear. Every height I ever reached had somebody holding it. I may be the name they print when the credits hit the page, but no one builds a life alone and gets to call it self-made. Never self-made. Every wing got fingerprints. One name on the cover, whole village in the ink. Never self-made. I can hold the trophy close, but one face in the picture. Never built the road alone before they call it mine. Let the record tell the truth. I became who I am through the hands that pulled me through. I remember late nights, laptop glow across the kitchen. Danielle held the center while I chased what was invisible. Kept the house from feeling heavy when the work came home with me. Made the future feel like shelter, not a reason to compete. My daughters changed the math every hour, had a face. Made ambition answer questions, money never learned to race. They didn't know they were the compass when the road was hard to read. I was building for tomorrow, they were teaching me what rich means. My mother showed up early when the rooms were mostly empty. Gave her time before applause, made a little feel like plenty. Friends held a larger picture while I argued with the proof. Community asked the questions that kept sharpening the truth. That kind of love gets cropped when the highlight reel gets edited. The one who kept the lights on, the one who heard it out and sat with it. The hands that held the roof up while the world admired the house. That's the part success forgets when all the cameras come around. Never self-made. Every wing got fingerprints. One name on the cover, whole village in the ink. Never self-made. I can hold a trophy close, but one face in the picture. Never built the road alone before they call it mine. Let the record tell the truth. I became who I am through the hands that pulled me through. Look close at anything still standing. Look close at anything still standing. Look close at anything still standing. Yeah, you'll find hands in the concrete. Think about the name you call when confidence goes missing. Who can hear the fracture forming underneath the pilot sentence? Who let you hope without your ledger, never charged you for the grace? Who held your name with both hands when you couldn't hold your place? We measure finished buildings, rarely count the beams inside. Celebrate the cross and barely mention who supplied the bridge. Some people helped me rise, some showed me what I'd never be. Even pain left information I could turn into a key. I don't want success so spotless, it erases where it's been. Leave the smudges on the trophy. Let the whole truth enter in. Call it mine, but mine includes the people in the margins. One signature may close the deal, but many hands build what I'm signing. And if I ever reach a height that I forget the ones below, then the climb didn't make me better. It just made the distance show. Yeah. So the legacy ain't proven. I can stand above the crowd. It's becoming for somebody what somebody was when I was down. Never self-made. Every ring got fingerprints. One name on the cover, whole village in the ink. Never self-made. Let the record showed the names of the people who held steady when the future felt delayed. I may be the voice you hear, but the strength ain't mine alone. Every hand that held the dream put a heartbeat in the song. One name on the cover, a whole village in the binder.